Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
I gotcha. I had my sound off. Sorry, guys. It's been a bit of a morning, and I won't be here long because my mum has fallen again. She has a black eye, and so I have to go down to see her. But I'm going to get into this and do as much as I can before I go. 40 has said, this is interesting and needs consideration. Trump wrote this letter declassifying the proof that Obama, Biden and the FBI illegally spied on him during Crossfire Hurricane. Check this out though, he addressed it to the US Attorney General. Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen took over as acting AG after Barr resigned on December 23rd, 2020, so Rosen would have been the recipient. It would appear as though Rosen did nothing with it though, probably because he resigned the following day, January 20th, 2021. Monty Wilkinson took over then as acting AG and held office until mid-March 2021, when Merrick Garland became the Attorney General, still holding the office today. But look further. Trump also addressed this memo to the Director of National Security and to the Director of the CIA. Here's something interesting. DNI John Ratcliffe resigned the day after receiving this letter from Trump as well. Was it because he refused to work for Biden, who took over the day after Ratcliffe resigned? Was it because Biden ordered him to resign? Laura Shio served as acting DNI for 2 days after Ratcliffe left. Then Avril Haines, the current DNI, took over as acting until she became permanent and still holds the office today. The director of the CIA at the time this letter was sent was Gina Haspel, who also resigned the following day after receiving it, January 20th, 2021. Her successor was acting director David Cohen, who held the office for 2 months until William Burns took over as director in March 2021 and still holds the office today. Would Trump actually have trusted the CIA to do something positive with this letter? And why send it to the DNI other than to prove his case? But the CIA and DNI appear to have done nothing with it. Why not? This is really strange. I don't understand why Donald Trump addressed those entities specifically unless it was to prove they too would hide the info and cover it up. Was it all a setup to trap and prove who was willing to hide the truth? But also, what about the people Trump didn't write this letter to? He didn't send it to members of the House of Representatives, members of the Senate, the FISA courts, the SCOTUS, the FBI, John Durham, and the US military, Department of Defense? Or did he? Signed letter from President Trump on January 19th, 2021, the day before he left office, declassifying Crossfire Hurricane docs showing Obama, Biden, the CIA, the DOJ, and the FBI spied on him. Now you know why they raided Mar-a-Lago, to steal back evidence of their crimes. And there's the letter. Declassifying. So there you go. Okay, we've got the Gateway Pundit. DeSantis' War Room Twitter page posts video that used fake AI generating images of President Trump hugging Dr. Fauci. Now, I missed this whole release, but then I heard something about a video of Trump hugging Dr. Fauci, and I straight away thought, I don't trust it because of deepfakes. And then I came across this. I went looking straight away, and because it's days later, of course, people have caught on. It's fake. How did that happen? Surely DeSantis would have approved the message before sending it out. Who knows? It's a pretty bad move on his part, really, or his team's part. Okay, General Michael Flynn said Cernovich is called the narrative assassination. Physical assassination is too messy these days, not out of the question, just too messy. Killing someone by creating a completely false narrative is cleaner, easier, and has a lasting effect on others contemplating getting in the way of the uniparty establishment elites. This is something I have a great deal of experience with and expertise on. So there you go. 40 Heads said the precedent is now fully set. What an operation. DJT was indicted by a state prosecutor. Now he's been indicted by a federal prosecutor. From this day forward, all ex-presidents can be indicted and charged by both state and federal entities. They've just set the precedent. It can... Wait for the boomerang. Seriously, wait for the boomerang. It's going to hit them straight back in the face, and they won't be expecting it. When it comes time to arrest Obama, Biden, Clinton, or Bush, the argument could be made, you can't do this. It's never been done before. It can't be made. Okay? They can't say that anymore because they are doing it to Trump right now. More slings and arrows. That's exactly what I think. Green Lives Matter said, remember when Rachel Chandler posted security camera footage of below Epstein Island Temple directly to Instagram? The hubris of these people to post this in broad daylight. After today's revelation about Instagram encouraging CA, she must have known Instagram was safe for doing what she was doing, trafficking, and perhaps even complicit in it. Anons have been right about everything. Well, so far they have. To the people who've actually read the board, we know. We know. Okay, DC Drano said, breaking signed letter from President Trump the day before he left, declassifying. There you go. Again, sorry, I have bookmarked a few things, probably a couple of times because I was just trying to get it done. Mayor Tessa said, want a sneak peek on how the voice will affect every aspect of Australians' lives. On July the 1st, the Western Australian Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Act will begin. Any homeland on over 1,100 square metres will need approval to do anything on their land. Between the fees and levies from state governments and permits and approvals from local councils, it's become nearly impossible to do what you want in your own land. Now this. Those who produce food for our tables and the resources that follow us to be the lucky country will be most severely affected, which in turn will affect every Australian. Are we waking up yet? Under Albo MP government, Australians will always come last. So that's what's going to happen. There's going to be more taxes on food. Is there a thread here? WA residents only. Below is the link to the parliamentary petition to sign to delay the promulgation of the Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Act 2021. Sign and share. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to retweet this whole tweet. It's the second one for anyone who's interested in WA. Warners said this is from Rachel Chandler's Tumblr page. Last post was made August 2013. The page is down. There are quite a few faces we all know well. I believe this is from that surrealist ball. Do you remember that, with the heads and the tables? I don't know if it's the same place, but it does look. Some of them have the white coats on. Oh no, only one of them does. Huh. Still interesting. These are the people. They all have a creepy look about them, don't they? And Gwen Stefani down here. Oh, she's about the only one I know in this. Okay, oh no, here's more. Oh, great. Who are these people? Pick 'em, pick 'em. Oh dear, is there more? Oh, there is. It keeps going, guys. I didn't realise it kept going. Interesting. Is that Nicole Kidman? I don't know. They look so evil now. Why? That makes them look different. Is that Janet Jackson? Taylor Swift? We found so much disturbing stuff when we dug deep 4 years ago. Rather not think about that again. Tell me about it. However, we knew we had to save images before they were deleted and the sites went offline. Boom, boom, boom. Standard Hotel, New York. Photo by Rachel Chandler. Oh, let me have a look. They're all wearing the same dress. What are they, the waitresses or something? Okay, I can't believe this was 2019. My God, we're watching 3 or more movies play out in slow-mo. I'm weary and excited simultaneously. Hey, I feel you, mate. I can think of no other time in history I would rather be alive. There's other times I'd like to visit if I have only one time. It's this or possibly Brexit version 1.0, but more likely this. Interesting. Ah, so there we go. That I'll share that one too for anyone who wants to have a look at those in slow-mo. Okay, Sarah Fields said the Davis School District in Utah has removed the King James Version of the Bible from the shelves of every school level in the district besides high school, due to it not being age appropriate and because it contained violence and vulgarity. This was in retaliation for the complaints of a few parents who found books like Genderqueer and All Boys Aren't Blue in their children's libraries, which resulted in lawmakers passed HB 374 this past session that now requires all public K-12 school districts to create a policy to remove books that contain pornographic or indecent material from both libraries and classrooms in Utah. Quote from All Boys Aren't Blue, he reached his hand down and pulled out my, member. He quickly went to giving oral. Only a mentally ill groomer thinks that somehow this compares to the Bible. The Bible's full of lessons. Polly Bard said this text message exchange between Brittany Higgins and her boyfriend David Shiraz is not referring to the man who Brittany alleged to have raped her. And that's all you need to know about the Higgins hosts. In their eyes, the true villain was the sitting Prime Minister. Okay, it was the sitting Prime Minister, Scott Morrison. He's about to be effed over. Just wait, we've got him. Will you explain when I see you? Yes. I still hate the see you in the NT. Josephine Cashman said never forget Malcolm Turnbull signed Australia up for Agenda 2030 and smart city prisons. Okay, there was things that were signed before that. It goes way back. But Malcolm Turnbull was the one who actually signed Australia up to that. All others were steps before and after now. Australian Government Department of Foreign Affairs 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the Sustainable Development Goals. And there's dfat.gov.au. I'll share this on Twitter as well. Liz Burke, this is what a 30-minute city really looks like. Yeah, I don't like them. I'd rather live in the country. Thank you very much. Australian government smart cities plans. There's heaps of, there's infrastructure.gov, okay. Great. 20-minute neighbourhoods for Victoria. Global Future Council on Cities and Urbanisation. Agile Cities Preparing for the Fourth Industrial Revolution. The World Economic Forum. United Nations Climate Change. The 15-minute city. Smart City United Nations, a guide to assist national and local governments to monitor and report on SDG Goal 11 plus indicators. And obviously with a voice, they're trying to strip they're going to implement this. That's what they're going to do, fully. Protect Australia's food and fibre security replied to one of our senators, Penny Wong, who's half-wit, because she was saying she's behind Ukraine, she's going to help Ukraine. This is one of our senators. And so this person replied with this, and this link to Woke Societies, is Zelensky doing it right? Look at him. Just check this out. He's on something. This man is on something. He's bit fidgety. Oh, can't stay still. Bit nervous there, mate. I think he is. Looks like he might have been crying even. I don't know. Just looks like that to me. No to the Voice said, here's a small taste of where us Australians that aren't Aboriginal can't go. And if this isn't bad, then wait and see what will happen if the Voice gets in. The beginning of the list, please add. Mount Warning at Wallumbini. Momoli? Oh my goodness, even I can't pronounce this and it's Aussie. Minto Crag, White Rock, Ipswich. Mount Coonawarrin. Coonawarrin. The Three Sisters. The ones that are down the road. I can't go there now. The Millennium Caves. The Arapiles. Lawn Hill, Ayers Rock Summit, Uluru. Cleft Island, Skull Rock. Thornton Peak, Mount Pieter Botte, oh God knows, Mount Cooroy, and Mount BLRY. That's an Aussie name if I've ever heard it. BLRY. B. Okay, well there's many places I've never heard of that I can't go to except the one down the road. Great. Jamie McIntyre said our former PM Kevin Rudd, saying George Soros' son is one of the smartest statesmen. How long have the globalist cult owned Australian politicians for? How easy is it to buy significance-seeking politicians that are so desperate to be famous? Is he yet another loser Australian politician? It appears we know how to produce them. Of course he is. Kevin 07 smack bang in the middle of the evil ones. Of course he is. There they are. Oh, he's so happy. Little man that reminds me of Mr. Sheen. Okay, Crystal Mitchell said if the intel briefs were released on this issue, they'd be telling us a lot more than just concerning. They'd likely tell you the full MO, likely offenders, and most high-risk targets, potential victims. I'm no longer in the intel game, so I don't have all... Oh, the alarming number of aggravated burglaries in Victoria in the past, how many? 24 hours. Great. Okay, Victoria looks like it's going to turn into like Chicago or something. The info, but I'm tipping this increase in burgs is concerning because what it really means is an increase in certain youth crime gang growing in numbers. That is concerning for a number of reasons. The MO is identical to particular crime gang initiation rituals. A growth in a crime gang cohort will see an increase in more brazen acts. Watch out for more run-throughs of bottle shops, JB Hi-Fi, etc. There will be an increase in knife attacks. As members up the ante on each other, they'll become more depraved in their actions. Actions you can take. Get an old-school club lock for your car. They don't know how to break them. Get a dog, a big one. They hate them. Their preference is high-value cars, but they'll steal anything for a joyride. Have fire and theft insurance because they'll likely burn it. You are legally entitled to use force to protect yourself in your home, regardless of what that police commissioner said a few years ago. saying that you're not allowed to defend yourself in your home. And I say to him, up yours, mate. I'll defend myself if anyone tries to break into my home. And as I said last time, everything will come out. Frying pans, everything, okay? You are legally entitled to use force to protect your home, your family, and your property. You can legally detain a person in the act of breaking into your home. Some threats are low, others where machetes are involved are not. Be prepared to justify your response. Cameras, lights, noise are all good deterrents. Some of these offenders are like grizzly bears. Scary at first, but when you go loud and big, they get scared off pretty quickly. It is not illegal to have baseball bats or golf clubs strategically placed around your home. Okay? And you've got a big kitchen, and if you've got any cast iron frying, like that might be above and beyond what, what you're supposed to do. But you can hit them in the knee with it, or an elbow. Okay, you don't have to hit them over the head. Nick Holt said more texts from Higgins and Shiraz. The texts are from material produced during the investigation of Bruce Lerman, who was the one accused of grape, and were widely distributed within the Australian Federal... Was it Lerman, actually? I don't know. Hang on. Bear with me. Within the Australian Federal Police, the ACT Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, the Defence, and possibly other parties. At least get Katie to ask about it in estimates. You may as well feed everything you have to Katie. The sooner we can nip it in the bud, the better, especially if we can call them out by name. And David says, I've texted Katie and Shy, Sarah Hanson-Young. Shy? I doubt it. Should we get Katie Gallagher's advice, R.E. Kunkel? She's pretty savage politically. Other messages are exchanged regarding providing a media drop. He'll just deny he confirmed anything. These meetings are more in their interest than ours. I'll just brief it out to Tanya and get her advice. Plibisec, that's a good idea. Oh, God. Yeah, they're all in bed together. Okay. Make peace now. Alternative news said Zelensky gets ignored by the UN and is annoyed. Is that what that thing was about? The UN does not buy his claim that Russia did it. The Red Cross rejected to give him an interview, while Zelensky was also online trying to keep out. Zelensky said even though that the disaster had been going on for many hours now, the UN Red Cross are not there. We have received no response to our requests for help. I'm shocked. The rest of the world is also shocked. However, the IAEA said that no state of emergency had to be declared. Is this true? UNICEF, etc. responding. Google it. One article, just an example. Ukraine dam disaster. Well, did they do that for Red Cross money? Did they do it for money? Because we know that they did it. Russia's not going to do that to themselves, seriously. Come on, man, said Katie Gallagher, Malcolm Turnbull, Sarah Hanson-Young, Tanya Plibersek and Dud PM himself, all caught up in the Brittany Higgins rort. The fake grape thing. It's all over for the lefty scam. What a mess. Call an election, Albo, you're done. And the White Rabbit podcast said Dr. Lee Merritt, they know that the big C is parasites, but they're not letting anyone know because they don't want to lose their funding. Just a hint. There are 2 medications that I have mentioned that actually help with parasites. Got to say that right, if you know what I mean. Okay, and there's a Facebook interview there, which I have shared on Facebook. Zero Hedge said, cheese pizza, Meta's Instagram facilitated massive pedo network. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, a comprehensive investigation by the Wall Street Journal and the Stanford Internet Observatory reveals that Meta-owned Instagram has been home to an organised and massive network of pedos. But what separates this case from most is that Instagram's own algorithms were promoting it to other pedos, while the pedos themselves use coded emojis, such as a picture of a map or a slice of cheese pizza. Instagram connects pedos and guides them to content sellers via recommendation systems that excel at linking those who share niche interests, the journal and the academic researchers found. The pedo accounts on Instagram mix brazenness with superficial efforts to veil their activity, researchers found. Certain emojis function as kind of a code, such as a map, shorthand for minor attracted person, or one of cheese pizza, which shares its initials with CP. According to Levine of UMass, many declare themselves lovers of the little things in life. Oh dear God. According to the researchers, Instagram allowed these people to search for content with explicit hashtags, such as, I can't even read that one out, I don't think, and preteen, relation, which were then used to connect them to accounts that advertise child material for sale from users going under names such as Little SLUT for you. Sellers of child porn often convey the child's purported age, saying they are on chapter 14 or age 31, with an emoji of a reverse arrow. Okay, Meta claims to have taken down 27 pedo networks over the last 2 years and says it plans more removals. That a team of 3 academics with limited access could find such a huge network should set off alarms at Meta, said Alex Stamos, the head of the Stanford Internet Observatory and Meta's chief security officer until 2018, adding the company has far more effective tools to map its pedo network than outsiders do. I hope the company reinvests in human investigators, he added. Researchers investigating the network set up test accounts within the pedo network, which were immediately inundated with suggested for you recommendations of child content, as well as accounts linking to off-platform trading sites. Oh dear God. Underage content, that type of stuff. Content creators and buyers are just a corner of a larger ecosystem devoted to sexualized child content. Other accounts in the pedo community on Instagram aggregate pro-pedo memes or discuss their access to children. Current and former Meta employees who've worked on Instagram child safety initiatives estimate the number of accounts that exist primarily to follow such content is in the high hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Instagram is an on-ramp to places on the internet where there's more explicit child, abuse, according to Brian Levine, director of the UMass Rescue Lab. Levine authored a 2022 report for the DOJ's National Institute of Justice on child exploitation over the internet. What's more, Meta accounted for 85% of the child exploitation reports, I'm going to say it that way, filed with the National Centre for Missing and Exploited Children, according to the report. That said, Meta has struggled with these efforts more than other platforms because of weak enforcement and design features that promote content discovery of legal as well as illicit material, Stanford found. Instagram problem comes down to content discovery features, the way topics are recommended, and how much the platform relies on search and links between accounts, said David Thiel, chief technologist at Stanford Internet Observatory. You have to put guardrails in place for something that growth intensive to still be nominally safe, and Instagram hasn't. Sarah Adams, a Canadian mother of 2, has built an Instagram audience discussing the exploitation and dangers of oversharing on social media from children. Given her focus, Adams' followers sometimes send her disturbing things they've encountered on the platform. In February, she said one messaged her with an account branded with the term, oh dear, incest, little ones. Adams said she accessed the account, a collection of pro-incest memes with more than 10,000 followers for only a few seconds that it took to report to Instagram, then tried to forget about it. You can't. But over the course of the next few days, she began hearing from horrified parents when they looked at Adams' Instagram profile. She said they were being recommended horrible stuff as a result of Adams' contact with the account. A Meta spokesman said the incest little ones violated its rules and that Instagram had erred on enforcement. The company said it plans to address such inappropriate recommendations as part of its newly formed Child Safety Task Force, said the Wall Street Journal. Meta acknowledged to the Journal they've received a flood of reports of sexual exploitation on little ones and failed to act on them, blaming a software glitch. that prevented a substantial portion of user reports from being processed. And while Meta is allowing pedos to run rampant on its platform, Zero Hedge is still banned. This is obviously Zero Hedge. Yep, there you go. Okay. So that's a bit, yeah, sickening. But we know they're out there. Hopefully they catch them all. RVME says, seize Katie Gallagher's phone. Rukshan Fernando says, this is all anyone needs to know, that something is not right here. Seize Katie Gallagher's phone if she won't cooperate, and investigate the text message records to see if they match up with Shiraz's. Is there any penalty for misleading the Australian people? What happened to Albo's honest, transparent government? Now watch this. This is very strange. Strange interaction.
I'm going to go now.
I know where this started.
I'm now going to go to Senator Sheldon and give him the call to return to his questioning.
I beg your pardon?
No, Chair.
Order.
No, Chair. She's just made an imputation on the Hansard. We'd like to understand what she's just said.
You said I know where this
I
started.
know where this started. What do you mean?
Senator Wong, I really don't think we should be doing this here, but if you want me to do that.
Yes.
I think
I was told by one of your senators 2 weeks before about what you were intending to do with the story in my office 2 weeks before.
I had no knowledge of this.
No one had any knowledge.
Okay.
I had no
We
knowledge
will
of
one of
this.
your
How dare you?
order. Now we will
all
move.
about
We will
protecting
either.
yourself.
We may suspend if we.
No one had any
Rejection.
knowledge.
Okay.
I had no
We
knowledge
will
of
one of
this.
your
How dare you?
order. Now we will
all
move.
about
We will
protecting
either.
yourself.
We may suspend if we.
No one had any knowledge.
Okay.
Just goes over and over again the same thing. That lady and the other blonde lady both saying, how dare you, or the other one saying, how dare you. She's protecting herself. This lady's being honest, and this lady here, and this lady here are not. Susan Warrior Princess says, I want the Logie binned, I want Maiden's book burnt, and I want the word honourable stripped from the Labor ministers. Albanese, Miles, Gallagher, Wong, they're not honourable people. They were going to let a man go to jail to take office in this country. An innocent man. A Quine tweeter reminded me I missed Plibisek, naming her with honours for being in this since the shady hotel room deal, so that's the beginning. Shady hotel room deals. That was the beginning. Clandestine also reported on the massive pedo network. Instagram connects vast pedos across, oh my God. General Mike Flynn said this delusional behaviour emanating from our Just Us department, the FBI, the CIA, the White House and other parts of our government has to end. There cannot be any more kitchen sinks left to throw at Trump. So many false charges over these years leading to nowhere but costing us taxpayers millions of dollars and wasting valuable time and other resources instead of going after the really serious criminals, some of who reside in WDC and those international terrorists currently invading the country's southern border. GOP, get a backbone and shut this madness down. Because they're trying to indict Trump, which they have, I believe they have done it on the basis that even though Trump filed a classification, that he did something wrong. Here we go again. Have they got him this time? Have they got him this time? So yeah, and also a lot of stuff came out about Biden. Interesting. Okay, DC Drano said, I think I figured it out. You know why Benedict Pence keeps saying Trump told me to overturn the selection, even though he was only told to send fraudulent ballots back to state legislatures for further review? Because deep down, he knows there was so much provable fraud that Trump would have been declared winner. If there was no fraud, he could have sent the ballots back to swing states and the results would have stayed the same. But he actively participated in the coup. He denied our state legislatures their constitutional right to review election procedures and irregularities, and in doing so betrayed his oath of office. Because Pence said President Trump told him to overturn the election. No, he didn't. Ah dear. Nick Holt said subsequent investigation into Laura Tingle now, Peter Fitzsimmons, Louise Milligan, Antoinette Latroff, oh God knows, Tracy Spicer, Samantha Maiden, Emma LBRY, Paul Bongiorno, Hugh Remington, Mike Carlton and others will be necessary moving forward. Nick Holt said crazy Mike Carlton is a washed-up stone-cold loser who hasn't come to the realisation that he's the most mocked media figure in Australia. Totally irrelevant, totally talentless, and spends most of his time sending abusive messages to strangers on Twitter. Because he keeps saying the cookers grow ever more mad and panicky, this half-wit is also anti-vax and pro-Putin. So? He's talking about me there too. Mike Carlton used to be a TV, I don't know if he still is, but he's seriously irrelevant. Peter said, what a group of piece of shit scumbags. It's probably doing a... Oh, I'm still on thread here. There we go. Back to the beginning. John Goddard said, I wanted to build a house. So I saved up for 10 years and bought a vacant block of land. Then paid $50,000 in stamp duty and another $28,000 in mortgage repayments whilst waiting to get planning approval. For some reasons, it took council 18 months to decide whether to let me build a house on the land that I owned, which is in a residential zone, by the way. And at first they said my fence was too green, then my windows were too low, then we needed to do a bushfire survey, then I had to get an ecology report, then I had to redesign the whole thing because they wouldn't let me pull a tree down. They promised the redesign would get approved. Then they said I needed to consult with the local Aboriginal tribe. So I did that and the Aboriginals said my land was on sacred ground. So I'm not allowed to build there at all. And I have to pay the Aboriginals rent plus a sacred site maintenance levy. I try to sell my land but nobody will buy it. Interest rates double and I can't afford to hold the land. I skip a meal and then another. The Aboriginals put my rent up. Council puts my rates up. I get charged a vacancy level because I've failed to build a house on the land. My job fires me because having too many white men working there is bad for optics. Now I'm homeless and I have to camp on my vacant land. But apparently this is illegal and the council fines me. Sleeping outside makes me sick, so I go to hospital. The doctor says I need urgent treatment. I can't afford the treatment and my Medicare levy doesn't cover it for some reason. They offer me a euthanasia care package as an alternative. And I feel grateful to live in a first world nation with multiple healthcare options. As they're providing me with treatment, I wonder if the remaining equity in my land will be enough to cover my death tax. So that's how it's going to work if the voice gets in. Oh dear. Joey Manorino said Kamala Harris just became the first woman to deliver a commencement speech at West Point, but let's not forget her other historic firsts. First woman to oversee the invasion of the country she swore to protect. First woman to make sex trafficking of women at the southern border a national pastime. First woman to make it possible for biological men to compete and win against natural women. First woman to turn the vice presidency into a stand-up routine. First woman to actually seem dumber than AOC. First woman to make the impeachment of a traitorous president impossible because then she would become president. First woman to use her knee pads and her throat to get to the White House. That golden throat has gone from rags to riches. Did I leave anything out? Oh dear. How long have I been going? 38 minutes. Feels like hours. Okay, Zero Hedge said journalists are asking Ukrainian soldiers to hide their Nazi patches. New York Times admits. Oh dear. Journalists are asking Ukrainian soldiers to hide those little patches. You know those little ones there? Rukshan Fernando says it's common for the Australian government to pay out a multi-million-dollar settlement for a claim in just one day without a claim even being filed in court. Because that's what they did with that Brittany Higgins grape case. They handed her $3 million without a claim being filed in court. Dr. Anastasia Maria Lupus said Italian PM Giorgia Meloni has decided to counter Pride Month by launching Family Pride Month, which will instead promote traditional family. Go Italy. She's also banned fake meat. Well done. Seriously, that is good stuff. And Zero Hedge posted this. Sam Bankman-Fried. What's going on there? They didn't sue FTX. Cameron Winklevoss said being sued by the SEC used to mean you probably did something wrong. Now it means you're probably doing something right. Oh dear. Awakened Outlaw said for all of those of you who are either slow on the uptake or dishonest arsebags, who are generally slow on the uptake as well, this is how it works. He is not our saviour and MAGA is not a cult. And I'm sorry to have to be the one to break it to you, but regardless of how many umpteenth times you'll try in vain to pretend what we think these are true doesn't make it so. But it does expose those who argue otherwise as taking their mail on the shady side of the bell curve. Thanks for stopping by. Good talk. Donald Trump is my president. It's not a cult. A lot of people with very different beliefs, like Mr. Trump. And there you go. Oh, hang on. Now I've got to just... Oh, how do I get back to my bookmarks? There it is. It disappeared for a while there. Now it's back. Now I've got to find... Hang on a sec, guys. I'm not going to torture you with scrolling. I'll do that. Oh my goodness, while I get back to where I was. I'm having a day and a half. No, it's been about 4 days. Insane days. Okay, where am I? Still going. Okay, I'm getting there. Okay, here we are. I thought this was a response, that's why I went back, and it wasn't. The FNQ guy said, one of those inconvenient 60-plus white fifth-generation hetero father, grandpa, husband, I was just pondering as I do, what general human rights do I have that Aboriginals, trans, climate crazies, vegans, the list is long, don't have? Interesting, isn't it? What rights do you have that other people don't? Or that you think other people have that you don't? It's the same with feminists, really. What rights do men have that women don't? It's all the same thing. They want people to think the only people that have more rights than anyone in this world are the people at the top. And they happen to be criminals. So, great. Alexandra Marshall said they can get stuffed. No farmer should have to check with and pay a fee to cultural heritage bodies to put a fence in or plant their crops on their own land. This is abusive behaviour from the Aboriginal activist movement, and it must be stopped. And a lot of these activist movements are rich city people. Okay, the Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Farm Act and your farm business. What are the intent of the Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Act is to protect Aboriginal culture heritage. This will encompass pastoral and freehold land. Interesting, the ACH Act precludes land with lot sizes smaller than 1,100 metres, that is, suburban lot sizes. And some of them aren't even that big. You've got 400 square metre houses, mate. Seriously, land. This act is designed to regulate and control any ground disturbance that could be deemed damaging to Aboriginal heritage. Ground disturbance includes delving, scarifying, ripping, drainage, fencing and construction of animal yards. I can see where this is going. Can you? Dom Lecrae, breaker of narratives, says Oprah Winfrey has a certain type. Oh dear. Oprah with Harvey Weinstein, Oprah with Cosby, Oprah with Biden, and Oprah with Clinton. Great. She hangs around really nice people. I reckon they're all criminals. What do you think? A lot of them. You know, those ones that really do hang in the tight circles. Rebel News Australia said calls are growing for the National Anti-Corruption Commission to investigate the Albanese government's payout to Brittany Higgins. I believe this is the end for the Albanese government. I'm hoping so, anyway. Oh dear. I think I've got a hair on my lip. Melinda Richards said the WHO are going to use EU digital infrastructure to develop a global digital tracking system they are calling the Global Digital Health Certification Network. This is essentially a digital vax passport. This needs to be resisted at every level.
While the emergency phase of the COVID-19 pandemic is now over, investments in digital infrastructure remain an important resource for health systems and for economies and societies at large. Like many countries, the European Union made significant investments in COVID-19 certificates to...
Are you going to listen to this guy who likes to dance around in little hot pants with a drink in his hand and a really little tight short shirt? I'm not listening to these people. No bloody way in the wide world. Nicole said the Department of Health and Human Affairs pestered Facebook in August 2021 to remove an anti-vax group that was posting about severe adverse reactions. The emails show the personal nature of their request. Okay. Oh, some of these seem to be blacked out. Facebook group spreading unsubstantiated claims of vaccine-related injuries. SEC official. Just flagging this group with you about reactions that are not substantiated. It has 743 members. I've also reported this via the Facebook reporting function. Wonder who that was. I'd like to know. Thanks. This was more around the harassing of and us. We understand that the numbers and emails are public information, but after an inflammatory article by a known political anti-vaxxer, the intent is to bombard both with unwanted calls, emails which clogs the email phone lines from legitimate questions and inquiries. Subject RE social media anti-vax message encouraging harassment of a particular individual. I have one that goes direct to blank, encouraging people to harass the number or email. Is this something that can be stopped as well? RE social media, okay. Okay, thanks. We do actually get death threats from these calls, which is why we're trying to nip the behaviour in the... Look, I want proof. If they're saying they get death threats, why don't they record them? While the post does specify what needs to be said, the end result is that we cop the abuse and death threats. Social media anti-vax message encouraging harassment of... Just wanted some advice about an anti-vax message that's going around Facebook. Thanks. I wonder who this is. I bet you they're the one getting harassed. health.gov.au. Okay, interesting. The White Rabbit podcast said, Dear Australians, I'm speaking to you as an adopted Australian. Your government is illegitimate. Your 1901 Constitution gives you, the people, the power. You must issue a cease and desist notice to this illegitimate Australian government corporation now. And there is and I have shared it, as it was a Rumble video, hijacked. You have now been warned. Our nation's been hijacked. They have a solution. I don't know what the solution is, but it'll be interesting to find out. Liz Churchill said we didn't. Whoa, what's going on there? Oh, it's a video. Okay, with what? Music or something, is it? Okay, let's have a look. Okay, we did not vote for these inbred idiots. None of us did. Not anywhere in the world. You haven't? I haven't? The country sure as hell hasn't. We haven't taken that one to a vote, have we? Rise Melbourne said France, anti-pension reforms, anti-government lies, stunning scenes from Paris to Lyon. The people hit the streets in droves. The French just aren't giving up. This is going the distance. They're going the distance. They're going for speed. Politicians are all alone in their time of need. Oh dear, here we go. The Hodge twins said, this was like an hour and 40-minute video, but it was good. What was this? Oh, something went, it's been removed. It was The Great Awakening. It was a very good video. There it is. Video got deleted. Here's a link to it. Very good video. Dinesh D'Souza said Trump is sounding off after he met with the Biden's DOJ. He's telling people to buckle up, because that's what I believe is happening right now. That's why we're seeing a Trump indictment, all the evidence coming out about the FBI, the DOJ, and all them covering up for Biden. and Biden's bribery, and apparently, allegedly, you don't come for me, YouTube. Yeah. And that's it. That's pretty much, I'm going to have to leave it there for today, like with the news. I'll catch up on the comments if I can. And where are we? And then I'm going to have to go, guys, because my mum's fallen over again. Oh, I can't believe it. And we're going to have to go down there and actually tell her, or, you know, give us a few options as to what we can do. Because my daughter's caring for us, so she may have to move in with my daughter. Or my daughter's going to have to move in with my mum. And the whole family will have to go. And we don't know, so... Okay, Dealey said, hello, Heaven family. And... well, I'm back at the beginning. Dealey said, blooming nails in tyres doesn't happen often, but it does happen, Dealey. Yep. You get your tyre fixed. Dennis Biss said, must be colder in them hills. Is it snowing yet? No, not yet. We had about 2 minutes worth of little flurry and then it stopped. If we were lucky, it was 2 minutes. Okay, anyway, who knows? It might happen soon. I'm not going to hold my breath, but it's freezing anyway up here. Sunny, but freezing. Okay. King Snowballs, oh, yep. Fred said hello. Everyone's saying hello. I'm back to Alex saying we have liftoff. I need a drink of my tea. Carl said, hi, how you going? And Sherry said, hello, all, hey, Hev. And, yep, of course, there was no sound at the beginning. I'm so sorry, guys. As soon as my phone started ringing, I went, something's wrong. Thank you, Alex. Or Carl, whoever that was. Thank you. Lee Shah said, no sound, love. Yep, I realised. My bad. Nicey Glover said, praying for your mum, Hev. Shannon said, driving to Mildura. Wow. Dennis Biss said, oh, Hev, sorry to hear about your mum. Out, she must be sore. She's lucky she has you looking after her. Yeah, well, we're both kind of going down there today. Just make sure she's okay and if she needs anything and have a chat with them to see what they want to do because I don't think... Okay, this is how it is, right? My dad is still independent, but he can't really do a lot for my mum. And he's not going to go and help her up every time she needs to go walking somewhere, like to the bathroom, which is kind of what she needs. And so it's either move the whole family in with mum and dad, which I don't think dad would like. He's a little bit cranky in his old age. You know, just, you know, right? And, yeah, I don't think he would like his peace interrupted. And so the only other option would be to take mum to my daughter's house, which then separates mum and dad. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. So we're going to go down there. We're going to discuss it with them, see what they want to do. And see what happens. Yeah, because we've got to work something out. She can't be left alone. And she even joked with me the other day and said, your father doesn't check on me. He thinks he's leaving me alone to rest, right? But one day he's going to walk in here and find a corpse. And we don't want that. Okay, Sal, how you going? King Snowball said everything will have to happen really fast now in the theatrical playground of global politics. They have no choice. Yep. Alex said, sending love and prayers to your mum, Hev. Yeah, I'm only going to be here for maybe another half an hour or so, guys. I just want to get down there, you know. King Snowball said, Boris kicked out his MP, more to follow. There you go. It's all starting in every country, right? I do believe this is what's happening. I don't know. The shot heard around the world? I don't know. Alex said, I saw something about Boris, but not seen much news at all today. There's a helicopter going over. They're coming to get me. No, I'm kidding. Alex said, people are going crazy with the AI these days. Yeah, well, that's what the DeSantis video was with Trump hugging Fauci. It was AI generated. So some people even theorise that, remember when Trump hugged the flag? That's what they took the hug from. But who knows? Look, it's AI generated anyway. And we're going to, everything that comes out now, just be really cautious on, including myself, because it could be AI generated. I think most of what we watch is AI generated. Most of the news, I don't know. Just get that feeling, you know. Michelle, how you going? Zal said, "G'day, it's going to be an exponential rise of events before the final pop." Yep, we're in that, like, it's coming out. It really is coming out. King Snurgle said, "Everyone heard about the official announcement that aliens are here, just started this week." Yeah, I think that's a distraction. A distraction away from that them being government vehicles. And if there are aliens, I believe they're interdimensional, and they're probably the fallen ones. That's just me. Alex said, "I've not seen that, King, but then I don't watch MSM." Alex said, "Have they actually announced it on MSM?" South said, "Clogging up the farmers was always the plan, Hev." Yep. King Snurgle said, "Not on main USA, UK MSM yet. That will come soon. They're starting with the whole high-level whistleblower. It's all over the internet, particularly here in the tube." And Nursing Musgrave, how you going? Alex said, "I had a really weird realistic dream a couple of nights ago that there were loads of black Chinooks in the sky. I had other similar dreams like that 2 years ago." Yeah. Everyone's saying, "Hey, Muskrat," and Muskrat said, "Oh, sorry to hear regarding your mother." "Oh, thank you." "Hey, Simone, how you going?" Alex said, "They're all wrong ones in those pictures." Wrong-uns, they are. King Snuggle said that those following this kind of thing get public confirmation first. That starts the whole public awareness going, helps cause division, those who believe, those that don't. And the others screaming CIA, fake alien invasion card being played. That's me. I'm one of them. Darren said, "Good evening, everyone." Good evening, Darren. How you going? Menacing Muskrat said, "Hello, Simone, everyone." King Snowball, Zal, Michelle. Zal said, "The polarity of the general mental inertia is shifting big time, even though the normies don't realise it." Oh yeah, it's in the awakening. We can see the awakening happening in real time. Darren said, "Hey, Alex." And everyone's saying hello. King Snurgle said, "All the conspiracy theorists saying NWO desperate now. Many knew this was their last card. It's true. All government's panicking. The news can't be stopped now." Darren says, "She's just got to sleep, Alex." And Darren said, "I'll tell her." Did I miss something? Oh, okay. Anyway, Simone said, saying hello. Zal said, "Watch them get away with the book obfuscation, Have." Book obfuscation. I don't know. They're not going to get away with anything. Darren said she stayed up a bit later today because we wanted to know more about the Tory resignations. Menacing Muskrat said, "Oh, Canada, we are on fire." Yes, I heard that. Not good. Not good. We had that a few years ago here in Australia. Do not rely on the Red Cross or the government to help people out. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but I've seen it, I've been watching it, and that's insane. Hope you all stay safe over there. Menacing Muskrat, everyone in Canada, please stay safe. King Snow said, "Zal, have you heard about the alien whistleblower announcement? Tucker's picked it up. Brand picked it up on it today. MSM will announce once they're told they have to." Alex said, "I was thinking about her yesterday, that I've not seen her for a while. Hope she's okay, Darren." Alex said, "Yeah, I heard about that, Muskrat. Sending love and prayers to Canada." Darren says, "She's as good as can be expected, Alex." What's happening? Did I miss a comment? I think I have. I don't think all the comments are showing up. Simone said, "I live up on Mount Warning. I lived up on Mount Warning a long time ago." Darren said, "The Voice is all about segregation." Yes, exactly. And just for them to get more money, more tax out of people. Council rates, this and that, and then Aboriginal ones. It's like an ongoing income supply to them, to the politicians. And all the people involved in it, you know. Alex said, "Don't forget to hit the like, folks." Yes, thank you, guys. Hi, Flyby Stu. How you going? George, how you going? Okay. Where am I up to? Simone said, yes, Alex, a dormant volcano. It was very green and lush. Zal said, King Snurgle, yeah, all part of the continual sowing of confusion in the mediocre minds of the masses. Darren said, did he come back with any more info on the resignations? Alex said, that sounds amazing. I bet it was beautiful views, Simone. Yeah, up on that mountain. King Snurgle said, England is permissible to kill anyone if you're genuinely in fear for your life in any situation. Lethal self-defense is legal. Oh, I reckon it would depend. But I don't know. I don't know if I could hold myself back. Due to trauma I'd faced previously, right? I don't know if I could hold myself back from hurting someone who wants to break into my house when I've actually been attacked and things before. What's going on there? My phone just clicked on. Okay. A home phone. I don't know. Okay, Simone said, yes, from what I remember, it was Alex. I was on the road a lot back then, saying short term here, there, where life took me. Lived in a tent on a beach and some bushes after Mount Warning. Okay, what's going on here? Is that not sitting right? Okay, I'm going to have to worry about that later. Where am I up to? Okay. George said, yeah, he did come back, Darren. Darren said, King, so why have people been jailed for defending their homes? Burglars get away scot-free? Okay, something's going on with that phone. Flyby Stu said, did anyone see the video from Political Joe called Goodfellas, funny and realistic? Menacing Muskrat said, oh, it's bothering me now because it just keeps flashing at me. Pain in the behind. Simone said, yes, from what I remember it was, Alex. I was on the road. Oh, yeah, I did read that one. Zal said, they're flooding out the demons. Flyby Stu said, Darren, that's the upside down world we live in. Alex said, remember that farmer about 15 years ago was speaking to my dad about that the other day, got jailed because he shot the burglar in the back? Yeah, that happened here in Australia as well. Darren said, yes, Alex, they drummed it into us and then that we are not allowed to defend ourselves. We have learnt. We have to leave it to the non-existent police, yeah. By the time you ring them, you're dead. Or all your stuff's gone. Or things in between. Flyby Stu said, menacing Muskrat, howdy doody. Alex said, it was in 1999, didn't realise it was that long ago. He was called Tony Martin. I remember it on the news at the time. Darren said, that's why so many people won't help when others are in trouble. King Snurgle said, Darren, because of their response was in excess of a particular situation, someone comes in your house armed, comes towards you, you can defend against that weapon. Flyby Stu said, I hate to be a bug, just a muskrat, but did you find your picture? King Snurgle said, can't chase down when running away or if they surrender. It's judged case by case. All those get done when they acted with excessive force. But if you're genuinely believing you or a member of your family right next to you will die, you can do anything, but it must be immediately. Alex said, no fear, I defend my own property. I had to the other day when kids were trying to smash mine and my neighbour's windows. Couldn't get hold of the police. George said, Instagram needs taking down. Yep, definitely. Darren said, King, the burden of proof is on you for defending yourself. King Snurgle said, you have to prove no premeditation, which means pick up anything and hit them, they die, tough luck. Well, see, that's me. Panic and just throwing things and hitting with anything I've got. Alex said, this is normally the most quiet area, just been getting worse. Darren said, Alex, if you did get a hold of the police, they may pop by in a few weeks. Menacing Muskrat said, Alex, I believe we're just beginning to see what happened with the GAB victims. I believe that they have been altered. King Snurgle said, Darren, of course, but all deaths do when caused in an incident that isn't accidental. Hey, Dan Markle Sr., how you going? Alex said, I think so too, Muskrat. It's just the start of what is to come and I'm ready. Dan Markle Sr. said, hi, Alex. Darren said, take that, Mizzy idiot. When, asked if the girls, if they were ready to die, they would have been in their rights to put a knife in his chest, but they would serve life for it. Well, if it come down to protecting myself, I would serve life for it. I don't care. I can't change what I would do if I was in a panic, because I know I'd panic. Alex said, in TikTok, George O'Brien, look at that little idiot breaking into people's houses for a trend. Yeah, and he was put on the telly and everyone was having a go at him, and he was saying, well, that's the law in the UK. I don't know. You shouldn't be doing things like that. Where are the parents? Xenotron, how you going? Xenotron said, I love how they're so concerned about their gateway into matter rather than the material flooding it. Darren said, that's who I was talking about, Alex. King Snuggle said, Darren, you cannot run into another room, grab a knife, run back and use it. They can follow you into that room armed. You can use it. Oh, there's something seriously wrong with that phone. Xenotron said, I do not appreciate the pride emojis on my computer. Yeah, I'm not. Alex said, that old chestnut, no one had any knowledge of it. King Snuggle said, all these cases are broken down case by case. Alex said he would have got a hiding if he'd done that to me, George. George said, same here, Alex. Sal said, complain to YouTube, Xena. Alex said, TikTok trend, power, take that. Xenotron said, I only noticed it till I scroll up, but it pees me off to no end. Xenotron said, my eye receptors are drained of colour looking at the effing rainbows. King Snuggle said, physical fights to the death are broken down blow by blow. Darren said, pride comes before a fall. Yes, it does, Darren. I've been saying that for quite a while. The pride comes before the fall. Watch it fall. Xenotron said, hi, George. Hope you're doing well. Zal said, yep, it's like we have to accept their group think, Xena. King Snuggle said, UK law still works on technicalities. If you have to know that, you have to know what the technicalities, how the technicalities work. George said, I'm okay, thanks, Xena. Pat said, I heard the documents Trump had was something to do with Roswell. He could have a lot of things. Darren said, king the left of the, what is it? Technicalities. Xenotron said, pretty nice, thanks, George. Nice to be here amongst like-minded people. And Darren said, the first world nations are occupied. And King Snuggle said, technically you just killed someone, you're generally being attacked with what can be seen as likely lethal force, but even if you panic, it has to be accepted, but there is the technicality. All smoke and mirrors, says Sal. King said, you must say in your first statement to anyone, I thought I was going to die, or the person next to, I thought they were going to die. It must be first thing you say. King Snuggle said, can't be used later. That's the technicality. Acting on all shocked helps. Yeah, I would be genuinely shocked. Yeah. So that would go down well. Sal said, Georgia's not half bad on the eye too. King Snuggle said, nobody can be held accountable for panicking on the spot. Darren said, an ideal world, King. George said, Pride Month needs to be banned full stop. Well, did you see what happened? A lot of the companies that normally change their logo this year didn't bother. Okay, and then Pride's kind of fizzling out a bit. I think people have had it up to here like the rest of us over that thing. And Zal said, end woke now. Yep. King Snuggle said, I'm trained in this, Darren. I know the law and my rights on this one. I must be equal force used to defend as a force coming at you. Alex said, it will all come crashing down soon. Deb said, I'd like to complain about the... Deb, where's the rest of it? Good one, Deb. King Snuggle said, you cannot use excess force to that which is threatening you, plus they must come at you or who you are defending. And Deb said, hello, Alex. Darren said, majority groups have less rights than minorities. King Snuggle said, a good brief will clear it as long as you know how to handle it. If you don't, become a victim of injustice. King Snuggle said, I'm talking UK here, not everywhere. Darren said, King, most people don't study law. That's a lot of injustice. King Snuggle said, ignorance of the law is no excuse in any court of law. That is Law 101. Okay. Menacing Muskrat said Pride Month. Now watch this. Pry, demon, break it down. Zal said the so-called Aboriginal activists are all faux Aboriginals. If you could see what the government came in and did to genuine sight my elder friends were barred from was nothing short of outrageous. Yeah, I know. The government are working against them, so don't trust the government to help them. Zal said for the time, wrong wong to get the gong good and proper. Yep. Deb said Oprah's another that has pads on her knees. Alex said Oprah is evil. The girls in her school in South Africa were abused. They even found dead babies. I saw that. Alex. Sherry said good catch, Menacing Muskrat. Zeta said I did a semester of Indigenous Studies. It's atrocious what's going on. Alex said you don't become that powerful by not selling your soul. Menacing Muskrat said Oprah also hung out with John of God, exactly, who turned out to be an abuser. Zal said the Who are pure evil. Tedros is a terrorist. Yep. Darren said South Africa is the most racist place on earth. Oh wait, you can't be racist against white people. Deb said, hey Sherry. Zena said people are still asking where all those girls from Oprah School in Africa. Yeah. She even went back and tried to beg for forgiveness from them. Sherry said, hey Deb. And Zena said 80 or so disappeared. Alex said, I think they're all evil. Flyby Stew said Oprah equals John of God, Illuminati witch. Yep. Zal said Zena, the elder I help out, wrote the original curriculum in Australia. Alex said, yeah, she has been involved with some really evil things, Flyby. Flyby Stew said, Deb, there you are. Lol, how are ya? Darren said they still imply targets, death threats were in protest against Pride rather than the truth that the Pride community making the threats. There you go. That's why I want proof. I want proof. Who did the threat? What was the threat about? An actual recording of one. Zal said Xenotron then quit after those in the positions of power subjugated all hopes of moving forward. Some of the things he's seen the government do would boil your blood proper. Menacing Muskrat said, pray for us. It's drier than a popcorn fart up here and we have a huge tea-storm coming, a thunderstorm. Oh no, watch. Yeah, I'm praying for you, Menacing Muskrat. Alex said, my uncle is South African, but they live in the US since 1995 now, so dangerous parts of South Africa now. Xenotron said, Zal, the sentiment is obvious amongst the true bloods, black body, black mind, but those in control are creamy body and white minds. They have lost connection. Whoa, it just jumped in. Oh. Okay, where was I? Okay, Xenotron said corporate interests hiding behind the facade of government, which they forgot to tell us is no longer in existence. Michelle Up said, hope Mum is better soon. Yeah, me too. Sherry said, I won't be sleeping till they do. King Snurgle said, you can't lethally protect property, just life. If there is genuine fear, a life is going to be lost. Stu said, whoops, there's a broken one in there. Xenotron said, we are either shareholders or stakeholders without our permission. Snurgle said, no laws against defending life, only against attacking. Menacing said, I can see you, Deb. Xenotron said, someone can be charged with assault for farting in an elevator. Darren said, Xena, some people's farts are very violent. Xenotron said, true, and as long as you perceived your life was being threatened, it stands in self-defense. Might not get you off, but it stands with you. Menacing Muskrat said, my dog, Darren. Pat said, we've got a crazy son, crazy grandson, 2 big American bulldogs, and I'm crazy too. They have no hope. That's the way to be. Alex said, I've just realised how to at you, Menacing Muskrat. Need a space after the at. Oh, do you? Oh, there you go. I was always putting them together and wondering why it didn't work. George said, dog farts are lethal. King Snowball said, being threatened is not enough. It must be a genuine fear of definitive demise. Xenotron said, not if they are a support dog. Alex said, I've never been able to highlight your name, Menacing, till now. Darren said, Muskrat, the dog knows he won't be arrested. D-Lee said, hello to everyone. I'm late, but I made it. How you going, D-Lee? Xenotron said, in Australia I was instructed and read in common law, even if you perceive it may happen, but I hope I'm never in that situation to test it out. Yep. Darren said, I still can't highlight muskrat, Alex. Xenotron said, what if you throw something? Does that count if you weren't holding the weapon? A lamp? A tomahawk? Oh, dear. Darren said, doesn't come up for you, muskrat. It works for everyone else. Do you put menacing, muskrat? Alex said, you need to put a space after the at, Darren. King Snuggle said, what I describe you get taught in about lesson 3 of O-level law when those still existed at age 13. Within weeks of doing law, your eyes are widely open. Stu said, I went to court for tossing a tiny, soft bag of dried apricots, 200 gram. What the? Really? King's Noble said, law is not common sense. Alex said, just realised the secret at Menacing Muskrat. Darren said, oh my God, Alex, that's strange, but it works. Oh, there you go. Xenotron said, remember when Dave Chappelle time travelled in the future? It was pride, arrogance. Stu said, guilty as charged. I guess I'm a bully now for throwing dried fruit. Alex said, it's the little enjoyable things. Nursing Muskrat said, that's from a muskrat. Darren said, she outed you, hacked the system. Pat said, police should be made to get rid of their black Nazi uniforms. Yes, they used to be blue. Boys in blue. Now they're the boys in black. Darren said, Alex is learning the Matrix code. Menacing said, nope, I'm still in the Menacing Muskrat, Darren. Xenotron said, you can only use enough force to overpower the force that is being exerted against you. Darren said, I don't think you are Menacing Muskrat. Xenotron said, you know the cops tasered that old lady when she came back at them with her walking frame? Yeah. Yep. Alex said, I always wondered why I couldn't get your name to highlight. Everyone's wondering about the highlights. Menacing Muskrat, oh, Selena, how you going? Menacing Muskrat said, wow, our sky is so weird tonight. It's odd. It does look like that when there's fires everywhere. King Snuggle said, equal force, but if you're attacked, they come at you. You can use anything immediately, hit a hand in fear of your life. Darren said, why weird, Muskrat? No falling spaceships, I hope. Xenotron said, but if you can prove that perhaps either through CPTSD or some previous trauma threat. Menacing Muskrat said, we're so smoke-bound, can see ahead. Xenotron said, you really did think you were going to die? Shannon said, arrived at Mildura. Wow. King Snuggle said, if you killed anyone, you're under instant psychological measurement. If in genuine shock, they can tell. Witnesses help a lot. Alex said, it's upside down world. Shannon said, taking kids to cinema, arcade, then wave pool. Have a good one, Shannon. I'll see you next time I'm on. Menacing Muskrat says, smoke-filled skies plus rain equals acid rain. Hydrochloric acid not good for the vegetation. Alex said, have an awesome time, Shannon. Darren said, it's upside down Australia, Alex. Menacing said, Shannon, how socks? Xena said, if they were breaking into your home but had not yet entered, does that count as breaking and entering? Alex said, I don't know, I'm in the UK, Darren. And George said, hi, Shannon. And with that, guys, I'm going to go. I'm very sorry to cut it so short this week, but I need to go and see my mum, so I'm going to go and get ready and go. Okay, guys, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening. I'll come back as soon as I possibly can. Oh, Timmy, thank you. Hello, everyone. Hello, Hev. How's everyone doing? I'm on my property in the middle of nowhere. WI, spending time in my fancy camper, and it's raining, blah, but with the rain came cell phone signal. And here, oh, God love you, Timmy. Good on you. Okay, guys, I'm about to go. I'm sorry, if Timmy, if you just joined us. I have to go because my mum is, she's just fallen again. She's not doing very well. And so I'm on my way to see my mum. Okay, guys. Great live. Hope your mum's okay. Everyone's saying best wishes to mum. Thank you, guys. And thank you, Timmy. And much love, and I shall talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Bye.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling, I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going live. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.